After weeks of speculation, Donald Trump has selected Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead HHS. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and I hope everyone is having a great day. I am certainly having a great day myself, and before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, and of course, join the channel today. Again, these are all great ways to support the daily content, but enough of the promotional stuff. We have breaking news as Donald Trump has just selected Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead HHS. Yep, it's official. After weeks of speculation and many people saying, oh, Trump was never gonna actually select RFK, that was a scam, he was never gonna pick him for anything, it's now official that, yes, Donald Trump did pick RFK to be a part of his cabinet. And not just in some random advisory position that really doesn't have any power. No. Donald Trump has selected RFK to lead HHS. Yeah, the Department of Health and Human Services. In other words, Trump just made RFK the health czar. And for those that are saying, well, it's just political reporting this, maybe it's fake because there's no statement yet. Well, guess what? That's not the case because, well, Donald Trump put out this statement just yesterday. I am thrilled to announce Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as the United States Secretary of Health and Human Services. For too long, Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who have engaged in deception, misinformation, disinformation when it comes to public health. Which he's not wrong. I mean, let's be honest. These drug companies, someone's got to crack down on them. I mean, some of the stuff they do is very shady, borderline illegal, but no one does anything about it. And I know RFK is a very controversial pick because, well, some of his opinions, some people don't really like. But let's be honest. We needed someone like RFK in this position badly. We couldn't afford to have some lobbyist for a big pharma to get HHS because you're never going to get any reform done. RFK, meanwhile, yeah, you may disagree with some of the stuff he says, but you know for a fact he's actually going to do his job. The safety and health of all Americans is the most important role of any administration, and HHS will play a big role in helping ensure that everybody will be protected from harmful chemicals, pollutants, pesticides, pharmaceutical products, and food additives that have contributed to the overwhelming health crisis in this country. And Trump is 100% spot on. We do have a health crisis in this country that, let's be honest, before RFK ran, no one really talked about as a major issue. Like, some people might talk about it here and there, but the vast majority of the time, you didn't hear anything about this health crisis that America has. Well, RFK ran, and he made that a big part of his platform, and now a lot of people are saying, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? Well, why does America have such a big health crisis and no one's really doing anything about it? RFK was the first one to bring up any of this, even before Trump, and I know Trump has talked about it a lot lately, but let's be honest, if it wasn't for RFK running, more than likely, Trump he might have talked about it a little bit here and there, but it wouldn't have been a big issue. Maybe he talks about it once a week, maybe. But now, because RFK is a part of this administration, Trump is actually making this a big part of his platform. Mr. Kennedy will restore these agencies to the traditions of gold standard scientific research and beacons of transparency to end the chronic disease epidemic and to make America great and healthy again. And I still love that tagline. Make America healthy again. That's something that anyone with a brain would agree to, because we do have a crisis in this country when it comes to health, and no one's really doing anything about it. And before RFK, no one was talking about it. But now, RFK was not just the one to, talk about it and bring it to the forefront. Now, he's actually running HHS. He's actually going to run the administration. And he's actually going to do his damn job. He's not just going to sit there and do nothing for 4 years. No, RFK 100% is going to do something. And I know people are kind of afraid of that because RFK said stuff in the past that a lot of people disagree with. But this idea that he's going to ban everything he deems unhealthy, that's just ridiculous. All he's saying is, hey, other countries across the world, they are much healthier than us. Why is that? Why is McDonald's so much healthier in, say, the United Kingdom than it is in the United States? Well, what's going on here? Why is there such a big difference? That's what RFK is going to do. This idea he's going to ban everything, that's ridiculous. That's a conspiracy by the left that doesn't like RFK because he's honest. RFK is honest about this stuff. And again, I disagree with some of the stuff he said, but at least he's being honest. He's not bullshitting people. He's telling the truth about what's going on here. And RFK did put out a good statement that I don't see why anyone would be against this. Thank you, Donald Trump, for your leadership and courage. I'm committed to advancing your vision to make America healthy again. We have a generational opportunity to bring together the greatest minds in science, medicine, industry, and government to put an end to the chronic disease epidemic. I look forward to working with more than 80,000 employees at HHS to free the agencies from the smothering cloud of corporate capture so they can pursue their mission and make Americans once again the healthiest people on earth. Man, this sounds so bad. This sounds so conspiratorial. Like, come on. This idea that RFK was going to be some conspiracy nut job and he was going to ban everything and blow up HHS, that's ridiculous. All RFK is going to do is make HHS do their damn job and clean up the corruption. That's all he's going to do. This idea that he's just going to ban everything because, oh, everything's unhealthy according to RFK, that's insane. That's not what he said whatsoever. And this is stuff that is just common sense. Like, yeah, let's make the people at HHS actually work. Together we clean up corruption, stop the revolving door between industry and government, and return our health agencies to their rich tradition of gold standard, evidence-based science. I will provide Americans with transparency and access to all the data so they can make informed choices for themselves and their families. It sounds terrible to me. This is corruption. This is insane. No, it's not. This is common sense. Anyone with a brain on the left or the right should support this. And in fact, we do have a couple Democrats saying they support this. Jared Polis, the Democrat governor of Colorado, not just some random person no one ever heard about, he supports RFK's pick to HHS. Yeah, a Democrat from Colorado, a very Democrat state, is saying he supports this. He supports the pick of RFK to HHS. I mean, just look at the statement. Before you mock him or disagree, I want to share with you some quotes that, if he follows through with, show why I'm excited. Level the playing field for Americans internationally on drug costs. Cap drug prices so that companies can't charge Americans substantially more than Europeans pay. Yes, Colorado currently has an application just sitting at FDA for us to import low-cost prescription drugs from Canada, and we just need their approval. Yeah, so the governor of Colorado is even saying that the idiots at FDA have no clue what they're doing. Like, Colorado could be importing drugs from Canada, but for whatever reason, FDA is just sitting on the application. They're just saying, nah, we're not going to do anything about it. And this is common sense. Like, of course, we got to do something about drug prices. It's ridiculous. And RFK was one of the few people that brought up how we can do that. And he is now the head of HHS. In some categories, there are entire departments, like the nutrition department at FDA, that have to go. They're not doing their job. They're not protecting our kids. Yes, the entire nutrition regime is dominated by big corporate agriculture rather than human health, and they do more harm than good. This is coming from a Democrat. This is not coming from a far-right Republican. This is the Democrat governor of Colorado. And he is saying, we support this. This is common sense. We've got to get off the pesticide-intensive agriculture. Yes, we have tried unsuccessfully to better protect people and pollinators from harmful pesticides here in Colorado, and we need all the help that we can get to take on big chemical companies and improve human health and the environment for our pollinators and our people. Like, this is just what RFK said. I mean, this is stuff that I don't think a single person is against. Like, of course we want to reform FDA. Of course we want to lower drug prices. Of course we want to clean up the environment. Anyone with a brain supports that. And even Jared Polis, a Democrat, is saying he supports RFK. It should tell you everything that people like Jared Polis are saying. They support RFK. They think he's a good pick, and they believe that he will be a good person at HHS if he follows through on his promises, which, that's everyone. If RFK follows through on his promises, it's a win-win for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, a Republican, someone from a red state, a blue state, purple state. It doesn't matter. If RFK is successful and actually does what he says he's going to do as the head of the HHS, this will help every American, except, of course, Big Pharma. That's like the only people that are going to get hurt from this. Big Pharma. Which, who freaking cares? If you feel bad for Big Pharma and the corporate agriculture we have in America now, that's your problem. Like, no one feels bad for them whatsoever. Everyone should support RFK to HHS because he's made some bold promises that if he is successful with, would change everything, and it would benefit every single American, not just some Americans in red states. No, everyone would see a net benefit from this. Now, there are big questions as to, can RFK actually get the votes? It is a good sign that you do got Jared Polis supporting RFK, but he's not in Congress anymore. He is the governor of Colorado, so technically his voice doesn't really matter. But at the same time, it does seem like there are some Democrats that can live with RFK. And Mark Holprin just reported that all 5 of Trump's big cabinet picks, Gabbard, Hegseth, RFK, Gates, and Noam, they're going to be confirmed. More than likely, all 5 of them, not through recess appointments. They may already got the votes for all 5 of them. So it looks pretty good for RFK to get into the administration. Plus, I just don't see how anyone would oppose this. Because he's not saying anything crazy here. He's just saying, let's reform FDA. Well, let's clean up HHS. We gotta get rid of the corruption. And let's start doing our job once again to help Americans be healthy again. Make America healthy again. This is good stuff. This is stuff that anyone would support. Anyone that's honest would support all of this. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing conspiratorial. It's just common sense. Of course we want the environment to be clean. Of course we want people to be healthy. No one really is opposed to that. Now, it's going to be very interesting to see, what does RFK really do? When he's actually in the position of HHS, will he actually do what he promises to do? I think he will. I think RFK is an honest guy. I don't think he's someone that's going to get an HHS and do nothing for 4 years, because he's been talking about this for like 20 years now. He's been trying for 20 years straight to get in a position like this, to get into HHS. And now, he's in this position. He's worked his entire life for this. So I don't think he's just going to sit back and do nothing. He's probably, in the first 100 days, going to make significant changes at HHS, which includes the FDA, CDC, etc. We'll see, though, because maybe it's a complete fluke and RFK does nothing and actually backstabs Trump, but I don't think so. He knows this is his one chance to actually get through real reform. So theoretically, he should do his job, but I can understand some concerns that he was a former Democrat, and there are questions surrounding his loyalty to Trump. I get that, but if I'm being honest, I like this. I like the fact that RFK is, in fact, the head of HHS, and it looks like he will be confirmed, not through a recess appointment, but just through the Senate. Through the normal process, no BS involved, he will be the next secretary of HHS, which is, I think, a W for every American. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.